Hello guys, so let's try to make a new prediction for next week. We do a quick recap uh, for our last predictions. So we ended last week here. The prediction was that if we saw a move to the upside on Monday above the 380, we're gonna see a move to the upside to the 405, 410, and we had it. You could follow those lines to see the rejection on this exactly, moving down support and then push up nicely to close and try to close above the 400. Our key level was the 390, 380, and it was a good prediction. I have to mention that 2 weeks ago my prediction was that we should see the move to the upside because we clear all those sellers from this place, from the 305 area, but we saw a move to the downside to bring more buyers. So for next week prediction, it seems that obvious that we're gonna see the push to the 405, 410 maybe. Remember, this is the third week of the month, so there are a lot of options that need to be closed. So probably just following the option movement, we're gonna see some move, something like this at the beginning of the month, and then on Tuesday, Wednesday, we're gonna see a push back to probably this place, because the maximum pain of the options between the puts and call is the 380 area, 385 area. So if the markets want to make the most profit, should push to this area and close Wednesdays and Thursday and Friday to start to be on this area and close there. And what else do we see? Let me check something else. The end target is the 409 area, someplace here. This is the end target of the week. We see that the momentum is positive, so it should be a continuation. We don't have any divergence that need to bother us, so let's check again the monthly. You can see the monthly that it break the 390. The month isn't over yet, so probably people will wait for the 413 here for the target. We have what we can see here. We talked about it. This is a nice divergence, so any push to the downside will create a divergence, but we need to have a confirmation of the cross, and we don't have it yet because this is the month which over and we don't have the cross here. Let me check something. Here we can see the cross, but the month isn't over, so we have to wait. If we go to the weekly, we can see it here. There isn't divergence on the weekly between those, but there is a divergence from here. So and this is a cross above, so I think we could see something like this, a cross above for the 410 area and then move below. So it means that we are in a reversal on a bearish move, so have to be careful. The prediction of us that there's going to be a bounce from the 350 area was very correct. So if you manage to take some position here, was a good one. But now probably people will wait for the reversal. If we go to the daily, you can see the daily, this is the 200, probably the 400, 402 gonna be some hard resistance, but you can see here this is a gap which need to be closed, the 408, 409 area. So this is the area probably the S&P will try to close and then maybe reverse to the downside. Do we have any indication here? You could see it here. This is the divergence. We already have it. It make the reversal, but the buyers came. So we still could see some sort of divergence that if the market wanna ignore it, let me check something. This is the 97.47. So if it will just push higher here, it could push to the 97, and then it will create a divergence to the downside of short continuation. So have to be careful for the market if the buyers want to continue the, let's say this is the beginning of the Santa rally, should be very careful, maybe doing something like a small push around the 400 consolidation, make it something like this, don't break it yet, and then try to make another push, and then try to push to this place. So in order for this divergence to be invalid. So I have to be careful because this is the 430. It's going to be very hard to break. Going to be very hard. Okay, so we talked about this is the 4-hour chart. Let's see something if we have on the 60-minute. Okay, on the 60-minute we can see here this is the big gap which left behind. And this is the reason why I think at the end of the week we're probably gonna see the reversal. Maybe even try to close this gap and be here. Have to be very careful. There is no divergence here yet. Could consider it. You can see something like this. But even if it will push lower, I have to wait to see how it reacts to the 50, because this is going to be a small reversal and then try to make another push. Have to be careful with it. We see something else there. It broke. This is the gap which need to be closed. I don't see any reason why not to close the gap and then reverse. Do we see something here? Let me check. Sorry for the waiting. Okay, we broke the 385. Next target 397. We reached there and broke it. Took it probably 404, the area of small reversal. Then try to push to the 408 to close the gap and maybe spike up and then reverse. This is the area. I think the price want to move there. Nothing special there. Yeah. So momentum is for the upside, but be ready for the reversal. So probably 404, small reversal on the 400, push to the 48, 410, and then try to move to the downside for the option expiration date. Let's check the cues and see if it's telling us something else. Let me upload it. Sorry guys, let's wait. Okay, while we're waiting, the recap of the cues. We ended up here. Prediction was that we need to see it hold at 260, and if it hold it and hold at 262 and maybe move above, we're gonna see it push to the upside. And you can see it here how it reacts to the 272 at the opening, bring the bars, hold it, and push up and close above the 206. This was our end target for this move. It was nicely done. Next target, probably now a lot of buyers are waiting to enter on Monday, because the 206 is a good entry point for on the cues to push to the 300 and even 306. And I think it's gonna do them some wrong because it need to reverse again because of the option end. So be very careful on Monday, Tuesday, even if it has a nice momentum. Gonna see it here. Let's go again to the monthly. You can see it here on the monthly. It held nice the 61 to 60. This is it, and now probably people waited for it to push to the upside, but you can see the trend which on the 300 can reverse. This is a big divergence, which is nice. This is very good. You see what happened there when there was a divergence. So just wait for it. And on the weekly, you can see the move to the upside. It touched the 50 again, which is a resistance point. So this is the trend I'm using. Even though it break it, this is a false break, immediately push to inside the trend. So let's see if it's want to push to the 301 here and then make a reversal. At the moment there is no divergence yet, so probably gonna do something like this, move up and then try to move to the upside if it wants to move to the upside. This is what makes me worried, because usually you can see it here how it's listened to this line. This is the false break. Immediately the sellers came in, push it with two big candles to inside the trend, and this is a game over for the Qs. So now probably just some option closing and preparing open position for the next week and for December. So be prepared. Let's go to the daily. You can see it how on the daily it broke it here, so probably people will wait for it to touch there. You have the 200, you have a lots of resistance points. Let me clear it up. Again, same as the SPY, so the Q is no longer leading, but in order to push to this area, it wants to close the 308. In order to push to the 310, it has to be very careful, because if it pushes above it immediately with a green candle, it could create, can see the difference, that this is 50, this is 70, this is 20 points. So another green candle of the day, it could put it above the 90. This will be here, and this immediately will take all the algos and people to see it and immediately try to push it down with a short continuation. So be very careful with it. Do we see, it clears the 388, so the next target is the 307. So this is the target basically here. You can see it here. It's aligned with it. Let's see on the smaller time frame if we have something else. Just a sec, I need to check it. Right, so 287 should have some resistance at 289. Let's see how it reacts to that. Yeah, it didn't reach that, so some sort of resistance 289, and next level is the 310. So immediately let's see how it reacts. Let's make it 389, how it reacts to that. It's very close. See if it immediately push down, and if it break it, it should move freely to the close the gap here, the 308, 309. Let's go for the 60 minutes. Probably don't see much there. You can see how it reacts, break and immediately fall. This is gonna be here, break and immediately can fall. Do we see something special there? Again, you can draw a line, something like this. If you want to make it more accurate, let's take the drawing tool, trend line. Let's put it here. This is not that good. We can see it making it coming below. It doesn't mean it's immediately gonna fall. It could make something like this. This is a fall, resist it here, and then try to fall. So another small push, and immediately if it open with a gap down, it immediately can push lower. So be prepared. It doesn't mean that it's gonna fall and break down immediately. Probably need to see where the buyers want to come. This push, you can see it here at the end of the session, buyers came, so probably gonna be some continuation, so get ready for it. Do we see something special? Not that. All right, let's move to Tesla. Okay, Tesla was, I think it was good prediction. Our prediction was that, my prediction was that it needs to move to the 180. On the 180 would make a bounce, and see what it did immediately, nicely. If you follow, you can take about how much? 40 bucks if you take it from here. This is a nice move, easy move. You saw the rejection from this red line, and you could took some profit here and then left for rest to the 180. And from the 180, you can see the nice volume coming in. Tesla is still weaker than the market. This is not that good. And for next week, it's going to be interesting because it has some resistance at the 197, very close to it. So could touch here again and reverse, and then try to come to the 213 and reverse. And because it's much weaker, you can see what happened with the candle. It's already in divergence, so be very careful. So even if we can see the momentum is try to be positive, it could make another push, but prepare for the move to the downside. It doesn't mean that it will break down again to the 180. It means that it's probably gonna bring more buyers, and if the buyers won't be there, then it could fall even lower. But if Tesla will fall, next target, we will check it on the monthly and weekly, probably going to be 130, 140, and it's not that good for Tesla. You can see it here that there is some sort of divergence. If we check it there, the price make lower low, the momentum is making higher low, so this is a nice reversal. It doesn't mean a long, just remain a reverse in a downtrend, and we have a short continuation forming up. It didn't cross it yet. We need to see how it reacts to the 200 again, and because the 200 was a nice break, you can see it here. The 202 was a nice support. Now it will react as a resistance, so we have to see how it reacts to it. Let me see. I don't see any push to the upside. No, I see a reverse coming. It could make an attempt to make a more push to the upside, but at the moment, no. It needs to move lower to make a new move to the upside. So this is with Tesla. Let's check the monthly and see how. All right, you can see the monthly while we waited for this, and this was a good buy opportunity. But see the volume. I know the month it's only 2 weeks with the volume, but let's put it twice. We probably gonna reach. This is how many volume? 877. So 16, 17, 18, and this is the 17. So probably the same volume. But see here the volume. This is much bigger volume. This is same volume. So it's not that good. We don't have any sort of people attract to this 180 number. Was suppose if the price came to the 180, it's a buy opportunity, but I don't see the volume yet. We checked soon the weekly, and you can see here that this is 872, and this isn't over yet, but this is a 16. This is so there is not yet a divergence to the upside. So we could see it on the Qs, we can see it on the SPY, that we already inside the divergence that just don't have the confirmation. So Tesla need to make another red candle to confirm the divergence, and probably the 172, 173 could be a nice area. If we check the weekly, you can see it how it bounced from the 188, spike down. This is a nice volume at the end. This is, and you can see it here, and you can see it here, and this is a good volume, and we don't have a divergence yet. So let me just clear it. We don't have a divergence yet, so it's still on a down momentum. Probably could make a reverse. People will wait for it above the 240, 250 maybe, to try to make to the push to the upside. I will wait. I won't take Tesla long yet. Maybe inside day. So be prepared. If we check the daily, see how it went. You can see a lot of volume there. This is a lot of interesting. Let me check it here. You can see the volume there. This is supporting this level, so probably hunt a lot of stop losses here from those. But what happened if Tesla will break the 177? What happened? Where are key level next? The next key level, you probably say here, but there is not a lot of interest. You can see here below to the 140, there is an area of interest. You can see all those volume. And what happened if it reached to the 140? You could take a lot of volume there, and you can see how much volume you have with this candle. So I think Tesla, if it wants to break next year to the upside, we need to take all those volume below the 150, 140 area, and then try to make a push. On the daily, we don't see any change of the trend. It needs a lot of power to break the 300 again. I don't think it has the power to do so until the end of the year. I think it will try to go to make some small breaks, move down again, and then try to do accumulation and try to make the break. Let's go for the 60 minutes to see if we have something special. You can see why it's so weak, but what I like it here, and people probably notice, you could see it. This is reverse head and shoulders. This is nice, so try to break it. Let's make above it. You could probably take it 1, 2 to the 220 area. This is the move, the potential of the move could be very nice. Let's see something, but yeah, any move to the upside will reverse, probably come again to the 190, 185, and then try to make a push. We have a big volume here on the 180, which is a good one, but not yet. You could see it over here, even though this is clearly already almost, this is 96, yeah. So how many times? You can see what happened when it reached there. It just reversed 97, it just reversed. So very, very careful with this push. It needs to bring the buyers to push up. This is Tesla. And you have the point here. Let's go for Apple. How much time I'm talking? Yeah, 24. Let's make it much quicker. Apple. Nice support on the 135. Moving to the 155, this is the end target. It didn't finish. We said that any move to the downside will create a divergence, and this is what it did. You could see it here. This is the divergence we were waiting, and it did so. This is making lower low, this is higher low, this is the divergence of the reversal. It was a strong reversal. We have to wait for confirmation. We want to see it something like this, even though it probably can do so. But what worries me, again, we have a divergence for short continuation. So now we have something like this is higher high, this is lower high. So in order to break it, it needs one candle to break above this one. And it's going to be very hard. We need a big candle to break the 156, 157 area. And it's going to be very hard. Sorry, even the one, yeah, 157. And I think we already see the volume that is weakening. It's going to be very hard. It's a big move to the upside. You can see what happened there when it made a big move. It immediately reversed. So be very careful with it. Let's check something else. Let me clear it. Let's see the monthly again. Yeah, 158. I don't know if it has the power, and you can see that small volume. What it is, let's make it here. There is no much volume, so we have 2 weeks, again 1.6. yeah, even if it will do the twice the volume, it will be much lower, and this is not that good. But again, we have the divergence already here from this point, which is good, but we don't have the confirmation. I know people enter here above this one on the monthly, so this is only for investing. So people took it 163 and probably start to buy here 150, 140, but we have to wait. If Apple will reach to the 170 again, it will be a great point, and you know what? I will wait for it there. Let's go for the weekly. This is inside candle. So on the weekly, this is indecision candle between. So any push above it for the push upside, any pull below it. And I think people, we want to make even Apple to come to its 200. It will signal the market that most of the stocks and even the S&P and the Qs are ready for the move to the upside. And Apple is just holding the market. It's good and it's not that good. Let's check the daily. You can see the move to the upside. You don't see any of those candles. See what Apple did here, and it's above the 200 and now it's below the 200, so gonna be very hard for it. There is some sort of divergence. This is 847 and you can see it here. This is straight, this is up, this is just reversal. So probably gonna hit it and then move down. If you want to make it a straight line, let's draw some trend. You can see it here and you can wait it here. This is the first break, push immediately inside the trend. This is going to be the second break. Going to be very hard to break the 152. But let's see if Santa can break it. But I'm still bearish, guys. I'm still bearish on a bullish move. It's okay that we have bullish move on bearish momentum. So this is Apple. Let's go for NVDA. NVIDIA on the daily was a nice move to the upside. Should probably try to reach here and then reverse. You can see it hanging in the overbought area. it's not that good. See what happened there. This is the first, this is hanging out here, and then boom, and this continuation. And we have to be prepared for a small move and then a break to the downside. The market in a whole gonna be very hard to break the down momentum. It's need to do something like this. This is it. Break and then break from here. And this is the break where more buyers have the opportunity and the stop losses are much smaller at the moment. You can see the big push to the upside. You can see the divergence. If you, this is 1076, this is below, this is 9, this is moving up, this is moving low. So this is a long continuation, very nice. This is already, this is 99. This is, guys, 99. It's 98. I didn't, 97. This is 97. Yeah, this is, come on, this is, has to move to the downside. It has to move. The end target is 177, but gonna be very hard without a nice reversal. Bring more buyers to join the party. Just to move straight. Even if it moves straight, I will not enter it. Let's go for the 60-minute. Yeah. See it here, not that good. 98, 99. Hanging out, hanging. Any push to below the 80, all the sellers will just push it lower. But it's a good one. NVDA, MRNA. Nice prediction, I didn't join it. MRNA, this is the fake, we talked about it. Our end target was above the 157, should reach to the 170, and above the 170 it will reach to the 185. So this is our end target, guys. It could do so, like it here. It move up, lower, bring the buyers and move up. This is a nice move. Break, you missed it, it gives you another opportunity. False break to the downside and then push to the upside. So again, let's hope, and you can see it here. This is a nice move. This is here, you have the trend. Anytime it's holding the trend, even if it breaks it, even though it's started to be a little bit negative, I think it will make a push to the downside and then try to move to the upside again in the longer term. So let's see if we have the reversal. Let's see some here. What we have, this is, you could see it here. This is a nice divergence. Small push to the upside. We don't have divergence again to the downside yet. Small one here. This is from there. This is moving up. This is moving down. Let's hope it reverses here again. Touch the 200 and then make a nice divergence. Something like this. And this will be a nice break to the upside. Let's see if we, what we see here. Yeah, the power to the move to the upside is weakening. It already reached our key target 170. It needs to reverse from the 170. It push a little bit higher. It could reach maybe the 174, 175 and then reverse. If it reverses, it needs to come back to the 160, 165 area and then brings the power to reach to the again and break to the upside. But you know what? The end target is now 185 because if it managed to do so and move to the upside, bring the buyers. Oh, let me just see something. Sorry. If it managed, all the sellers are not, they're probably gonna sell some here, but there are not much sellers there. So you know what? Let's go for the daily. This is the daily of MRNA. Probably here. If it break it, it will move up. it should move up to the 250 even. Yeah, I don't have the history here, so let's check something here. Yeah, it should move up. Could move up. I don't know. But should make some reversal, bring more buyers, and then try to hold this 200, the 160, 161, and move to the upside again for the 185 target. This could be a nice move. Let's check BA. BA was another nice target move. BA, yeah. BA with its move, our key target was the 170 and the 175. We wanted to reach to the 170 here, and above it the 175, and we reached there. So it was a nice move. It's, you can see already it's too extended to the upside with BA. And come on, it's BA on this market. I know it's also winter, so this is just taking out all those stop losses, and probably we're gonna see a move to the downside. And too many stock I see too extended. You can see it here, it broke the trend. Now it's makes some sort of divergence here. This is the final push. Guys, be prepared. Okay, be prepared. I know there are lots of buyers here and here and here waiting, and also here, but I think it's too extended to the upside BA. Let's check the daily how it looks. Come on, you could see it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days up. It's too extended. But it was a nice move if you joined it, managed to join it above the 150. First target 170, 175. Probably, let's see if it want to close. There is no, yeah, maybe small gap here. It closed it. Do we have more? Let me check something. No. Don't see any more big gaps. Maybe here. This is too extended to the upside. I don't see any more gaps, so be prepared. I think, yeah, BA should move down. People will wait for it to move down. Let's see on the 60 minutes. Yeah, it already seems to weakening at the end of the session. There is no divergence yet, so probably sellers came 175, can reverse again to the 165 area. So this is BA. Let's check the gold, because the gold did something. Did something nicely. Okay, gold. Oh my God. We saw the move to the downside. We consolidated, and we said that if we're gonna see the inflation went down a little bit, it will push immediately the gold to the upside, because gold don't like inflation. But when we saw the inflation numbers coming down, see what happened with the gold. Boom, push to the upside. And this is a big push to the upside. Momentum spiking up. We could see it here, the momentum. We didn't follow the gold because you can see it, the divergence, it moving up, the price moving down. So this is just divergence entering above those level. It left some gaps which I don't like, and at the moment seems that the gold is already overextended. If we take here, could make small push down, bring more buyers, and then try to move to the upside to close those 167. I don't know if it has the power to reach to the 170 yet. If we check the daily, you can see the gap, big gaps here. You can see it here, the gap, see what happened. And yeah, usually it tends to close all the gaps. It can take some time. You can see it here. You want to close the 167 and then probably reverse. If it reverse, it means that the market needs to push up, but I don't know yet. The gold move up. I think even the oil, let's check Oxy, also move up. Also move up. This is a big down, then move up You see the trend already changed. The trend is down, so have to careful there. So this is checking out all those text to stop losses. This is a divergence already forming, didn't finish yet, so we have to wait. Let's check the 4-hour chart. Do we see here something there? No divergence, no, not in the 4-hour. Let's check the 1-hour. No, maybe from here. No, this is close, so be very careful. Sellers are in the house. So nothing much about the Golden Oxley, just reacting to market as a hedge. Let's sum it up. The S&P, probably 40 minute again. Wow. The S&P. Try to see how it reacts to the 400. The end target is the 405, 410. I don't know if it has the power for this week to reach there. There are lots of options, so probably try to reach to the 404, maybe reverse. For the end of the week, the max bang is a 383, 382. So probably try to close on Friday on those prices. So in order to do so, it needs to move, open with a gap up, and then flash. If we're gonna see a gapping down, which is good gapping down because it will bring the bar with no divergence, it has on Monday, Tuesday to push up and then reverse. So this is the move I predict, something like this. I don't know if it has the power to reach there, but if it will reach to this place. And if the market don't want to take all those options, it's going to be very interesting because it means it's preparing something very unique for us, and this will be on my next video. So thank you guys, have a good week, prepare yourself and enjoy the movement.